Wake up! Wake up! What? Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Come on, wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
This unresolved tension can build up, and like when we meet sisters, we run into it. You know what I mean? It's just, especially at this age. I mean, any sister you meet got some baggage, bro. You know what I mean? So it ain't like you meet somebody 18. You know what I mean? Or whatever. So at this time, like it'll be like you say, be a lot of unhashed, unresolved issues in themselves, and they drag it from relationship to relationship to relationship. Because it's funny, I was talking to one sister the other day, and I was just telling her she need to resolve some of her issues. Like the heart ain't made to function like that. I keep telling people like that, man. You can't have so much on your heart. Like, you know what I mean? And forgiving people and moving past it ain't always about them. It's about you. You know what I'm saying? So once people get that, like, it ain't being a chump to apologize at nobody. If you 18, you a tough guy, I understand that. But at what age we at, and you start getting over 30, man, you should understand to apologize to cleanse your own heart. You know what I mean? Rather woman or man, and because it just festers. It's going to fester in your relationships. It's going to keep turmoil in you and your relationships with your kids and everybody. So I would just say, in general, just try to be a more productive human being, live a better life, and try to deal with the issues at hand. You know what I mean? Sometimes like people go from person to person to person. Like with me, sometimes when I get out of a relationship, I got to sit back and reflect on me. You know what I mean? See where I messed up. People don't do that. You know what I mean? They never get a time to reflect on where they went wrong or this, that. Even if a dude cheated, reflect. Sometimes dudes cheat for reasons.
You have to know yourself, so you have to give yourself some time. Unfortunately, we don't give ourselves some time. I can speak on this. We don't give ourselves enough time to get to know who we are and what's important to us. And unfortunately, we end up in a situation that, it might not be beneficial. You know what I mean? So again, how do we correct this? Maybe we certainly can teach our children. We certainly can teach our grandchildren to the fact that, yes, I mean, you really want to take the time, no rush to get to know yourself first, you know what I mean, before you actually make a decision to actually, make an extended family, if that's where it's going.
Or they're not able to deal with us, because we're so far advanced in so many different areas. They want to deal with us, but it's like in our relationships. See, I can't speak for y'all, but it seems like he tended. It's just uncomfortable because it's kind of like there's a back and forth, not necessarily constantly, but it's just at times when you be sitting there like, I shouldn't have to go through this.
Wow. Wow. We both have responded to that statement. So we already know, hey, go ahead.
People in my life, females and males, the quality of the people that I choose to consider friends are people who I feel compliment me in areas that are not my strong suit. So I keep people around me that have a knowledge and have experience in areas that I'm not strong in, that I want to learn from in order to get there. Everything is not, of a sexual nature. I think you can always learn and be better from the people that you choose to keep around you. But it's, again, the quality of you knowing yourself and the quality of the people that you choose to keep around you.
and this is just my take, this is my opinion, but I would say commitment. Right? I'm going to say respect. I think that's important too. If you don't respect somebody, you can't love. I'm going to say trust. I'm going to say emotion, which you touched on too. You know, and just the comfort. This is my take.
Right.
I believe once you have these elements, man, that's the combination right there, man. Like, because if you don't have them, I just don't see how you can say I love this individual. You know, I can sit here and say I love you, brothers, because I always do it. And I can say, like you said, I love black people. I love black sisters. I love black children. We got to have comfort with each other. We got to have trust. We got to have respect. We got to have emotion, passion. All these things is integrated in that word. Because if you don't have these things, I don't believe you can genuinely say and sincerely say, I love you. You feel me? Like you said, for your seeds, you would do anything. That comes with your commitment and your emotion. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's just my take. You know, right. That's just my take.
And the masculine role. And again, when you say, you know, you want that man to lead, right, and he has to establish that, right? You know, and I think a lot of women would be open and welcome to that if you know, this is how it's going to be, right? You know, and again, that word submit. You know, I love that word, but you know, that word has such a stigma to it.
And you know, that's the thing, because of the fact that society teaches us, it is a stigma behind it. Society makes it to be such a bad thing, but in essence, it's not a bad thing.
It's right.
In essence, the fact is that as women, we are to submit to our men, right?
Yes.
And I don't know one woman out there that really don't want to submit to a man, right? It's just the fact that it's either that brother just don't hold that stature in order for you to submit. You know what I mean?
Particularly for black men, it's just a problem with us and the police because they got a problem with our skin color. Basically, the rules are, if you don't comply, you die. Basically, and sometimes if you do comply, you die. You know, and this is speaking of communicating with your kids. This is another really important subject to have, especially with your young black boys. About, you know, when they get pulled over, you know, having their hands up on the wheel where the officer can see them. Yes, sir, no, sir. And, you know, we're not talking shucking and jiving, but we're just talking respect for authority and complying so you can, you know, leave with your life, hopefully. And if the cop is out of pocket, comply and then file a complaint later. But we want to be able to live to file a complaint, you know. Recently, there was a story in the news about a young man mowing lawns, passing out business cards, and he was harassed by a constable for real no apparent reason except that he was black. And, you know, long story short, they end up going to his house and sicking a dog on him. Dude got bite wounds all up and down his arm. For who, for what, you know? So it's an ongoing saga. And, you know, we need to continue to talk to our children and you know, keep them in the know.
But now's the time. It's never too early to start talking to them about bringing something to the table and what you're contributing. And I asked my son a couple weeks ago, do you do it? He said, you know what? I do it. And I didn't want to hear children. I didn't do it. I don't want to have to live on something. No, Mama, I ain't. You're not working on any No. I'm like, okay, good. Just to keep the lines of communication, I want to know if you can tell me anything. I don't know if I'm prepared to hear it all. You won't be. But I want to. But I want to keep you talking. Absolutely. If you don't feel like you want to talk to me, talk to your dad. Talk to Mr. Something. Talk to another adult. We have to keep that talking. Because when you're not talking, you know, that's a problem. That's a problem. I was telling inside yesterday that 3 parents told me about their children, young teens that have tried to commit suicide. That's another issue that's happening that was not a part of our race.
But we definitely must talk about the molestation. This must stop because this is going on. Matter of fact, we just was watching the R. Kelly deal. This cocksucker, he's the worst. He's the scum of the earth. For a guy, for anybody for that matter, to prey on young girls. young children regardless. You know what I mean? And to think it's okay and still walk around with it. Still walk around.
Yeah.
This is 2017, and this cat is still doing the same shit. But he's very methodical with it because he's getting a lot of these young girls that he's dealing with. They come from poverty, so he buys their family off. You know what I mean? I'm not provoking it. I'm not going to promote any type of killing, but I will say anyone that's doing this to our children should not be walking around anymore. That's the bottom line. You can leave it to yourself to decipher it any way you want to. You should not be walking around and still doing the same thing. This stems from community, what we talked about before. And we always talk about, matter of fact, it's the lack of community. Because if you live on my block and you're ripping off a young dude or a young girl, guess what? You won't be living on my block.
Well, the first thing you do, every time a police officer steps into any space that you're in, whether it's in your car or your personal space, take out your phones. Take out your phones and start recording. That is the first thing. And for those police that say, put your phones down, I'm here to give you some advice. Matter of fact, this is some information. This is not even advice. It is not illegal to record any law enforcement officer. They are public servants, which means you can do it. It's actually illegal for you to record a personal person. Even though people do it, it's actually illegal for you to do that. Any public servant is not illegal for it. So when they say put your phone, you don't have to do it. That's the first thing you do. So that gives you a little what's the word?
Give me a little direction.
Yes, yeah. I was looking for something else, but anyway, it helps. It gives you proof that what's going on, because typically if it's your word against their word, you always lose. So that's the first thing. Take out your phone every time. When police stop you, take out your phone. You on the street, take out your phone. Start recording. That's the first thing. Secondly, what we have to start doing, since for some reason we tend to think that every time these police go in court that they are going to be convicted of something, and it never happens. Well, black people, wake up. It's not going to happen. So, what needs to happen is, just like any other thing, you have to hit them where it hurts. Now, I'm not advocating any violence, but I'll tell you what does hurt them: their pockets. Their pockets. One thing that no police officer wants to do is lose money, because that's what their profession is, to make money. Sue. Every time a police officer does anything wrong, sue them, pursue their pants off of them, so that they lose their house, lose their job, lose their wife, lose their kid, lose everything. That will start getting them to be a little bit more conscientious about, you know what, maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
Ego is a big, like you say, even to come dealing with self-love. You guys, sometimes you gotta even check your ego to even learn how to deal with it. It's just like I was reading a book, I can't even think who wrote it, but he made a profound statement. You know what I mean? Some Islamic scholar, lived a long time ago, but he was saying that, and I applied to myself. I like when I read things and it can reflect upon me to make sense of myself sometimes. He made a statement that it took him 2 years to learn how to talk and 40 years to learn how to listen. I was like, man, I'm like, dude, this reminded me of myself. Like, it took me about 35 years. And I'm like, why? Was it my ego? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you think, and it's like, everybody go through that era where you think you know everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's your ego. And so just even open your heart and become open to certain concepts to check your own ego, you got to learn how to listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know everything, you this, you that, and this. And that's why you see, like, a lot of cats go through, like, a maturation, like, they whole process. And sometimes it's a process, getting in touch, in tune with yourself and who you are, but it all stems from your ego.
Please, wake up.